Complex landscapes are defined by their multi-level structures. They demand us to navigate them across different scales, to see and approach them not as monolithic phenomena, but as deep objects which progressively push us to engineer better toolboxes of techniques to interact with them.
The concept of intelligence invokes precisely one such complex landscape whose navigation calls at once for open-ended exploration and careful development of new ways of knowing and practice. Charles and Ray Eames' classic short film Powers of 10 begins with a couple enjoying a picnic. This is what we can call the familiar picture of things broadly understood. Thus, the initial point of the story takes place at a scale we are already inhabiting in our ordinary and quotidian picture of the world.
The film then scales up this familiar picture every 10 seconds, from 1 square meter to 10 square meters, then 100 and then 1,000, until it reaches 100 million light years. By simply adding a 0 to our index of scale length every 10 seconds, we soon find ourselves at the brink of an empty universe littered with scanty piles of dust that we call galaxies.
The film then reverses direction and hurtles back towards the couples at the Michigan lakeside. This time we scale down from a patch of the man's skin to the scale of elementary particles and scales for which we have not yet developed robust and confirmed theories of physics. This instance of scaling up and down from the ordinary picture of ourselves to which we are accustomed to a scale where the concept of the human must be invented anew coincides with the obligation of forging new ways of looking at the meaning of our place in the world broadly understood.
As we move up and down in terms of scales, we no longer see ourselves as this or that sort of species, for our conception of ourselves as a part of the world constantly changes, a change that requires new concepts and vocabularies, new ways of knowing and world-making, and by extension revised theoretical and practical commitments to the word and to ourselves. The aim of Conversations on AI is to pursue a series of discussions with a simple premise. We will begin by talking about artificial intelligence and general intelligence as we know them today. This is the scale 0 of our dialogue. From our ordinary understanding of intelligence, we can move up and down the scales.
We will assess the idea of AI and general intelligence at political, artistic and transgenerational levels as we travel higher in scales. At the same time, we'll begin to talk about intelligence at lower scales such as neural and biochemical levels. Our commitment is to nothing but drastic shifts in perspective when it comes to talking about intelligence.
This book promises to deal with the questions of artificial intelligence and general intelligence using a host of different perspectives at different scales, from the question of modeling complex phenomena to planetary scale engineering, education and global pedagogy, transgenerational politics to the intersection of the computational mind and the social mind.